welcome to chat with me. This is so super duper exciting.
Thank you.
These guys come into your home. Yes, no, not an invasion type thing. They schedule it with you on a Friday night, come into your home, and they do things that are amazing. It touches your palate. It touches your ears. It touches your heart. Anything else you touch? No. That's a whole nother show.
On camera?
After 9:30.
These are the KitchenKillaz.
Hello, everybody. My name is Billy Floyd, and that's
The Commodore.
That's right, and we are the KitchenKillaz from Orlando, Florida, classified as a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday, and we do it for free.
His description, much better than mine.
We have a little more experience with it.
He's done it a few
Did you
times.
like-
Yeah, we've done it a few times. We actually just recently added that last part on. It was kind of like a collaboration of some different kind of descriptions, because a lot of times when we try to explain to people the concept, they kind of overcomplicate it, but it really is very, very simple.
It is simple.
You know, we do it every Friday, and we find ourselves in residential kitchens more than we do commercial kitchens.
Okay.
We've also done commercial kitchens and restaurants with chefs,
Fun.
full features, but normally a residential kitchen, an owner or a host would invite us into the kitchen. They would bring friends and family.
Yes.
We would stream it live on Facebook. We would feature an amazing menu of either their creation, or we bring a chef if they don't want to create anything. If they just want to kind of hang out and they want to entertain their guests, we bring the mad scientists with us. So it is we do try to do the whole ear and palate thing that you were talking about.
Right.
We tease and tantalize, if you will.
All the senses.
Tease and tantalize.
Yeah, the TNT.
On a Friday night,
Yeah.
who doesn't want some of that?
Right? Who doesn't want teasing and tantalizing on a Friday night?
So how did this happen? Were you guys friends, obviously, beforehand?
We became friends way before we started doing anything
14
professionally.
years ago, I think.
Wow.
And
so like when you were
been-
5?
He's right. So he's been in plenty of bands and the music scene and playing shows and all this stuff for many years. And many years ago when we first met, he realized that I play guitar and he asked me to be a part of his project. And I was like, it's kind of not really my focus right now.
True.
Which, in retrospect, I think was a really good thing.
He had a guitar in his trunk, which was super cool. We bartended together. And we were talking about music. We were talking about playing music, and we were talking about writing. And he said, I said, am I the only one that carries a guitar with me? He goes, I've got one in my trunk right now.
Of all things you're going to keep in your trunk.
I'm just saying, we actually have 2 of them in the trunk right now. You never
Pretty
know.
cool.
So after our shift was over, we walked out into the parking lot, and he went into the trunk, grabbed his guitar, and played a little music, and we kind of started vibing right away. And his focus was a little more on the professional realm of the service industry, and mine was in music. I was looking for a determined musician that was truly focused, and I'm happy when people tell me, no, that's not my focus right now, rather than say, yes, it is,
let's do it,
and then it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say a decade went by. We both were in different careers, pursuing completely different things in music, and we kind of started hanging out again. He lived on the other side of Florida, so he was in the Brandon, St. Pete area, and at the time I was in Davenport and Polk County. So we started hanging out once a week and kind of spending some time together, writing music and just kind of playing covers. And I had an original band that I needed somebody who could play guitar, somebody that can harmonize. He had approached me, and we had kind of talked about playing more music together and seeing what we could do. We talked about playing some cover songs, and I said, well, I have an original band right now that we do play some cover songs, but I really want to push the original aspect of it. And he said, man, let me come out and jam with you guys. So he came out, jammed with us, and that was kind of it. You know, it became a 5-piece. And then little by little, when the rubber meets the road, not everybody is always able to make it happen. We whittled it down from 5 to 2, and it became myself and the Commodore. We wanted to be able to utilize social media more. So we started streaming live from a random room in the house at a random time, one song. One Friday night, we found ourselves in the kitchen, and we continued to play. Our agreement with the community was, we'll continue to play as long as we stay over 20 viewers, which at the time was a lot, because we didn't know what we were doing. And we played for
This
almost
was brand
3
new
hours.
for us.
Yeah.
We played
20
for
viewers
almost
is
3
a lot.
hours. We played every song we had, then we started doubling up. And then we did it the following Friday as well. At the time, we were still Billy Floyd and the Commodore. That's actually that was our moniker as we started playing live. One of my friends was in the feed. He said, man, I saw you guys kill it in the practice room. You killed it in the band room. And I just watched you kill it in the kitchen. You guys are like the KitchenKillaz. And I was like, I love the alliteration.
Right.
That is really, really cool.
Yes.
Let's see what we can find. So I saw that
KitchenKillaz was born.
KitchenKillaz with the AZ at the end was available on all the platforms.
Yes.
So I registered the LLC, bought the .com, registered Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything that we can get our hands on. And then we had somebody in the feed say, would you come to my kitchen? He was joking. Of course, I said, we'll go to all the kitchens. here come the invitations.
Yes,
So
I love it.
That
And you
happened
guys
August
are
2017.
booked. When we found each other, I forget how we discovered each other, but I was like, yeah, come to my kitchen. She's like, yeah, how about in August? And I was like, August? I was like, okay, but can they come to me? And that's how this happened.
Yeah,
so
and now we're
that's amazing.
now we're booked through August and into September, but we stream every Monday and Wednesday as well. We don't crash kitchens every Monday and Wednesday, but we do host a wrap up on Monday, and we host a You Pick Two poll result show on Wednesday. And for the last, I'd say 2 or 3 months, we've really started opening up all of those shows to be able to feature guests that are also creators and influencers in the community. So we've had people all the way from restaurant owners to car detailing business owners to chefs to cheesemongers
to hosts
of Chat with Me, Bake with Me, Cook with Me,
Exactly.
Drive with Me, Drink with Me,
play
Die
guitar
with Me, Sew with Me, Play music with Me,
all the with me's. They're
Tantalize
mine.
with Me.
They're mine. So who are your musical influences?
I'll let you start, Mary.
Well, the first one that comes to mind is Incubus, the band.
Nice.
They are actually the reason that I learned guitar. Not the reason that I was interested in guitar, but I actually learned guitar through that band, just by learning their songs and learning all that
How
they
old
do.
were you when you first picked up a guitar?
18.
Wow,
18.
That's actually kind of later in life, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
now I've been playing guitar for 22 years. So
I was 19.
Here we are.
So,
You were 19.
Yeah, and we didn't
That
even know
really
each other at
is,
the time.
I think, later in life. For most, some people pick it up when they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Right?
I think a lot of the musicians that I've met throughout the industry are kind of brought into it by family members, friends, aunts, uncles, moms, dads. My grandfather on my mother's side played music, but he passed before I ever got to meet him.
Okay.
And so I didn't really have any type of day-to-day musical influence. I just really loved music itself.
Awesome.
So I think it was in college, actually. A friend and I had a little IT company. We were fixing computers and printers. And we went to his house to pick up some equipment. I passed by this room that was full of instruments. And I had never been that close to a guitar in my life. So he let me hold a bass guitar. And I played just a couple notes. I was like, this is the coolest thing. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't put the bass guitar down at all. I still have an awesome collection for me of bass guitars, and I wanted to sing and write music, so I picked up the acoustic guitar. Got my first one on eBay for $60. I still have old Ethel. She's great.
Oh, good old Ethel.
She's awesome.
He won't get rid of her.
No,
you never get rid of your first guitar.
Ever.
You can't get rid of Ethel.
Never get rid of your first guitar.
No.
So I would say a combination between Incubus and I followed a lot of Goo Goo Dolls, Johnny Resnick,
Nice.
that kind of area and I say genre of musical and writing, where it's both musical, the melodies are there, the harmonies are there, and the lyrical content was there. And some of my best, or some of my favorite things that I've watched Goo Goo Dolls are just broken down and acoustic.
Okay.
Because you get to see true musicianship.
Yes.
You know, you're not talking about a 5 or 6 or 7 piece band with
that cover,
amplifications and pedals and effects and reverbs. You really get to see a true musician when you see them broken down with just a guitar and a voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you do original music and covers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
About half and half, actually.
So do you take requests from whoever's kitchen you're going to be in, or do you just plan it ahead of time on your own? How does that work?
For a long time, we would accept one request from the hosts of the Friday night. So if we were going to your house on a Friday night, we would say, hey, pick like 3 to 5 songs that you would like us to cover, and we'll take a look at those 3 to 5 songs, and we'll pick one that we can agree on that we think we would represent
that would
well.
fit us, that would fit the set.
Because we don't want to destroy someone's music just by trying, So we would pick the one that we thought would fit best for us, and we would play that as a surprise for them.
We've made some poor decisions. It's happened, but it teaches us.
That just makes
We've
you
deleted
one of
some
us.
of those songs from the set list.
So yeah, once we
That's
realized that
awesome.
the arsenal of our songs were growing and growing and growing, we really wanted to kind of narrow it down. So now it's we do it sometimes, but by special request.
Okay.
Because we just have such a big selection of songs that if we just keep adding, there's songs we haven't played for months just because they haven't come up in rotation, and we kept adding more and more and more songs to it.
Do you have a song that you're just like, oh my gosh, never again, just stop asking me? Is there like...
Not yet.
Not yet?
Freebird.
Yeah,
He's got one. He's
according
like,
to the
Freebird,
stats.
great
Stop.
song. We're
Just
over
stop.
it.
According to the stats, we've actually never played Freebird, but which is kind of funny. But we really don't get that. We try to nip that in the bud in the very beginning of the show. You know, there's a lot of interaction between us and the live crowd You know, we put a lot of weight on the interaction.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of performers and a lot of bands just go song to song. Hey, here's the song. We're the KitchenKillaz. Here's this song. We're the KitchenKillaz. Here's this song. But I think there's a huge opportunity that's missed in between the songs to interact with the crowd and to get to know them on a personal basis. You know, so we really try to spend as much time doing that as we do performing, because it kind of baked into the entire experience. If people just wanted to hear music, they could buy the album, but they're there to see a show.
That's right. Right. So in that same respect, do you have a favorite song?
I think it changes and evolves with time,
depending
right?
on mood. That's how I am. Music totally drives, either drives my mood, or I can change my mood, like by whatever. Like my kids know, they sort of scatter like cockroaches when the light comes on when I turn my music up loud, because they know mom's about to clean.
Mom's rocking.
Because it's the only way. It's the only way. You get that Windex going. You're like,
or if they hear a specific song, we're like, all right, mom's in this mood.
We gotta go. Yeah, exactly. So it can drive my mood, or I can change my mood based on. And I have certain playlists for those types of
different
things.
moods, whatever you need to get done. We get the question a lot. What's your favorite song? And sometimes it changes on a daily basis.
Yes.
It could change by the hour.
Right.
If you asked me yesterday what my favorite song was, it's probably different than it is
But there
today.
are some that are more fun to play and sing than others, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one of the individual requests that we receive a lot, the original that we receive a lot, is a song called "You Are My Everything." So between "You Are My Everything" and "Drifts Like Collide," those are two of the more popular ones that we get requested to play a lot. "You Are My Everything" I wrote in 2002, and that one has kind of stuck with me.
Before he met me. So it's not about me. Regardless of what you're thinking out there, it's not about me. Oh, guys. Oh, it is. It's about the future Robin that he was going to meet. I'm
so excited. I do like the color coordination. I feel like we're all meant to be.
Seriously, this was not planned.
So it was, as far as covers, we'd really try to switch it up a lot. You know, one of the more popular covers that we play is Everlong by Foo Fighters. So we get that a lot, and I think a part of that is it was one of the original songs that we played as a cover when we first started, and a lot of our community have been with us since the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know, like we've picked up new people along the way, but we've had a great core since the very beginning, and they are still like tried and true, diehard supporters. I don't even want to say fans, because they're much more than that.
Right. So all of the new fans that you're getting right now, how can they find you and follow you?
Google KitchenKillaz with an AZ at the end.
AZ.
Stay away from the ERS. I mean, I know you're going to do it now because I told you not to. It's like, don't push the button. Okay, I'm going to push the button. However, clear your browser history or do that from an incognito window in Chrome.
And understand that that's not us.
No, we're AZ.
We're the AZ.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. You can find us on Twitter as well, or just shoot us an email, KitchenKillaz with an AZ at gmail.com.
Awesome. Catch them live every Friday night in somebody else's kitchen, but not mine until August. But when they get to come in August, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
I'm excited, Robin. It's gonna be so cool. Thank you so much for having us. This is such an amazing setup.
I feel bad because I didn't want to turn my head all the way to look at you, because then I'm not looking over here. So
yeah, you don't want to disconnect with the camera.
I get all the attention.
It's you.
Deserve it.
It's you. But you didn't write a song about me.
Robin, you are my everything.
On that note, I'm gonna go now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care of yourselves, and don't forget to take care of each other.